Welcome to the Morning Track Power Hour. I am Dr. Andrew Scaff. He is Dr. Michael Werman, Esquire. On today's show, we'll talk about the now mounting injury laden Kansas City Royals. We'll also discuss the finals in the NBA and the NHL. Maybe a little bit of Chiefs news along the way. We'll open today's episode with the World Cup 2026 tournament ongoing right now in North America. Uh, Mike, it's been a pretty exciting first game for all like each of the teams now have played one game, but it's been pretty exciting so far. Mike, what has drawn you most to watching the World Cup? Is it the U.S. team playing, North America hosting, or maybe something like all of this like scoring that's been happening with from like all the stars of the sport too. That's been a little bit unexpected, I think, that to see that driven by the stars anyway. So is that what's drawing you to games?
Yeah, I think having the U.S. play so well early on helped. Keeps kind of kept keeps you in it, and then just having the games in. There's a game in Kansas City already. There'll be a few more games in Kansas City. There'll be other games in the United States. I think it's partly that, also partly because the Royals have been doing so poorly, and now the NBA and the NHL are over. So it's
Chiefs are
there.
still in the off season.
Yeah, and I have um last time I don't think I had the streaming capabilities as I do this time. It was also kind of in the middle of in at the NFL season, the World Cup because it was a winter World Cup uh
Hmm.
last year or last 4 years in Qatar,
Yeah.
because it was too hot there to play in the summer, I guess,
Right.
and because the air conditioned stadiums that they promised were not really delivered.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think the U.S. Talk about the U.S. game. They won 4-1 over Paraguay. That was their best game that I'd ever seen them play, at least in the World Cup level. Uh,
Yeah.
they they dominated. They looked really good. They have Balogun as an actual goal scorer as a forward, which they've always lacked really. Mostly their goals have come from midfield or just like maybe you could go far enough back, like Brian McBride headers or something like that from the
Yeah.
early 2000s. But yeah, it was usually somebody like Landon Donovan or Christian Pulisic who made most of the stuff happen, but they weren't really goal scorers by trade. So it was the first hat trick, it was the first three goal victory for the U.S. since I think the 1930 World Cup when they won a couple of games, 3-0, and an American, I believe, I learned this in the broadcast, scored the actual first ever hat trick in World Cup history.
Oh,
So I don't think a feat that hasn't been equaled, I guess, uh,
still has yet to be equal
since.
then. Yeah.
Um, so yeah, that was kind of fun. Um, yeah, and so yeah, the USA is playing Australia tomorrow or maybe today if the episode gets edited by Friday. Um,
Yes.
so that'll be a big game because both Australia and the US won their first opening matches in pretty uh, not I don't know easy fashion, but in maybe dominating fashion. Australia defeated Turkey uh, in 2-0, and then USA won 4-1 over Paraguay, um, with some really good play about on both sides. So the Socceroos against the USMNT, the U.S. men's national team, as they're abbreviated. I don't know. Is it just USMNT? Is that how they say it?
I've never heard anybody pronounce it. Not like the University of Missouri St. Louis, but they actually do pronounce it UMSL.
UMSL. Yeah.
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 I've not heard them pronounce the U.S. men's national team abbreviation. Yeah.
Demannschaft. They don't have a like a Demannschaft or the Seleção. uh, like the Brazilians or the Germans
Yeah,
do. Yeah, I guess that's USMNT is what it's usually seen as, and it's pretty unwieldy, I think. Uh,
yeah,
or the
yeah,
soccer moves. The
yeah.
three
Socceroos
lions,
is a much more fun name.
the three lions, as the bird, as the English say. I don't remember
Yeah,
what the other, but yeah, yeah. So we'll see how that turns out. Yeah, but as you mentioned, the stars have come out to shine. Basically, every big name player, it seems like, scored multiple goals in
in the first game
the
for each
first
of their
game.
teams.
Mbappe scored two. Harry Kane scored two. Um, Erling Haaland two.
Also to Lionel
Messi
Messi.
scored three. Yeah.
Yeah, hat
Uh,
trick
the, yeah, he
in
had a
Kansas
hat
City.
trick in Kansas City in front of Mahomes and company. So that was.
I
Did you get? You didn't go to the game. Did you watch the game?
I watched some of it. I was able to watch the first half, but yeah, I wasn't able to watch much of the second half. But yeah, so but it was an exciting game though. Like there was a goal taken off the
Early,
board
yeah.
from
I mean,
each team early,
yeah.
and then it was all messy after that though. So
Yeah, Messi had another. Yeah, one of his. He was offside just a little bit, and then
so
I guess I guess
it was
was
close.
Algeria also offside, just barely.
Even less so because they actually put the goal on the board before and then they had to go to like the replay, their review, I guess, to have
Hmm.
that one taken off. But yes, it was also an offside.
There've been a lot of those. I kind of wonder whether. I guess it's good to get the call right, but are they? I guess in this, and there's been a lot of scoring, so I guess they're doing the right things. And I think, uh,
Well, they have the better graphic now too to show the offside, which makes it like less irksome for the fans, I think, watching on television. Because usually
yeah,
it's just like they just show the referee on the sideline and then they have some kind of representation that they like makes it look like it was whatever, and
they
then
just had
but now it's like
lines.
they actually have a line drawn through a like a stick figure player, and so like,
Mhm.
well, here it is. He was off.
Yeah, it's been. Yeah, I kind of wonder whether if it's close, they should just allow it, uh, or they should
Yeah,
have offsides. Maybe inside the box or so, like they shouldn't if the ball is in like if the ball is inside the penalty box, I think
yeah.
maybe there shouldn't be offsides
I think they
because
should just use the hockey rules and just make it so the ball has to be the first thing into the attack zone, like they do in
Mhm.
hockey. That'd be a lot easier to judge
Yeah.
because then you just have to have a a judge on each blue line essentially, right?
Hmm.
The same way they would in they they do in hockey where they have one of the referees would just like straddle the line and then
Yeah.
they're right
Yeah.
on top of to see if the puck enters first.
Yeah, I guess it would cut down on some of the big passes and things like that though.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, they just stack. Everybody would just stack up on the box and then wait for the ball
yeah.
to enter, and then everyone would just rush in, and it would just be a mess.
Yeah, I think
It would change the way the sport
I think they
works. I
call
think.
it right, but I think maybe having I think because I think having like when there's a bunch of people in the box already, like you're already
Yeah.
down there. It's not, and then it's I think who cares because the ball bounces off the goalie or something, and then like somebody's in, they're on an offside position, which I think is kind of lame. Like they can't. It's
Like they weren't offside when the first touch happened, but the second touch
yeah, or something like that. Yeah.
becomes a first touch because something happened, and then
Yeah,
yeah,
like if everybody's already packed down there, I think
yeah,
playing it too cutesy and trying to get trap people off sides, I think it just, yeah, it's like on a corner kick, you can't be offside. So I think they should
yeah.
treat it a little bit more like that.
Or maybe like if the ball is past the outside of the box or something, then it can't be
Mhm.
offside, something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think so. Yeah, I'm. Well, it seems like they've been calling it well, or calling it right, and they've still had a lot of goals. They've had a lot of goals taken off, but they've still had a lot of goals scored. There haven't been very many 0-0 ties, other than
Yeah,
we talk about the stars coming out to play. Spain's stars did not rise to the occasion. They ended up uh, tying Cape Verde 0-0. 0 and probably one of the biggest
Yeah,
wins for in soccer history. Um,
most surprising
yeah, I think Cape Verde was
prize.
down there with like Curacao, and I think Cape Verde was a little higher than Curacao, but Germany beat Curacao really big as well, seven to
Yeah,
one. Today, Qatar and Canada had a 6-0. Uh, Canada beat Qatar 6-0. There was a kind of a gruesome injury that marred that game, I guess, for Canada, but Canada's looking pretty good. They're one. I guess they've won one game and drawn another game. They're on
mm,
top of it. They're the first one of the first teams to play 2 games so
yeah,
far. Um, but yeah, yeah, I thought the World Cup's been pretty entertaining. You're not a real soccer fan, and you seem to be uh, entertained by the score, the games so far.
yeah.
But
I think it really has helped that it's in North America though too, so that's the time zone difference isn't so extreme as it is frequently for watching World Cup
Mhm.
games in the U.S. Whether games are on at like 6 a.m. or 3 a.m. something like that. It's really hard to pick up. Watching them live at least. So this is it's much more fitting for an American's schedule to be interested in it.
Yeah,
And they're being played all day, during work days even, which is kind of fun, like the NCAA tournament,
yeah,
the opening weekend of the NCAA tournament, the Thursday, Friday, first
yeah.
first round games are always fun to just sort of be able to, you know, catch a few minutes of during a break or just
And,
ignore work and just watch basketball all day, whatever.
mhm.
Yeah, same kind of situation here with the World Cup on
And
during the day.
more teams as well, which means more games.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
there've been 48 teams, uh, which is 16 more than the previous World Cup had. Uh,
yes.
makes a lot more game, because every team is still getting 3 games. So I think there are going to be 104 matches, something like that, played. Um,
And then there's a full extra round of knockout phase then too, right? Because if there are 32 teams, it's
32, there's going to be 32 teams instead of
moving
around
on instead of
16.
just
So
16. So
yeah,
we'll get
extra knockout round. Yeah,
an
so
extra 8 games there. So yeah, I guess that's I'm sure part of the total
an extra
that you're
16 games.
yeah.
In the
Well, is it 16 extra teams? So there's eight
There's
games.
32. There's 30. Yeah. Well,
Well,
because
it's eight
it's an
more
extra round.
games
It's
than
an
you would
extra
have had.
round. So
Yeah,
six. So it's 16 extra games, and then they move to the round of 16. Uh,
but a round of 16 is 8 games, right?
yeah. But the round of 32 is 16 games.
16. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Gotcha. That was probably in your count though of total games though, wasn't it? Or
Yeah,
maybe not.
I think it's
Yeah.
104, 105, something like that. I can't remember if it's
Yes.
104 plus a third place game or if it's 104 with the third. I think it's 104 with the third place.
Okay.
Um,
Yes, yes, yes. Extra round though for that. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, so 2/3 of the teams will make the knockout stage instead of only half the teams last World Cup making the knockout stage. So the United States, especially winning their first game, are basically already qualified. If they lose the next 2 games, they'll probably still be at least one of the higher scoring third place
Yeah.
teams to make it through.
Whoever wins the next game
Yeah, if they get 1 point,
is
I
is
think they're guaranteed to go on,
yeah,
I
if
think.
there's a victor, they will move on, right?
Yeah, and if they
Guaranteed.
win, yeah, I think if they win, they're guaranteed to move on. I think if they're going to get a
Yeah.
point, they're probably pretty much guaranteed to
Yeah.
move on against
Barring some
Australia.
kind of horrible loss.
Yeah, 19-0 loss to Turkey in the final in the third game.
Possible.
That's gonna be in Los Angeles as well.
Hmm.
The first game was. There've been a lot of games throughout North America, Mexico, Canada, and the United States. It's gone really. Well, it hasn't been too political, I don't think, in terms of what's happening.
Hasn't
Because
seemed that way.
Iran
I'd
has
say.
had some issues with having to play games in the United States, but train in Mexico where they're being forced to, which is a little bit of a situation. But
Right. Yeah, there were some political issues, I think, yeah, with certain players getting admittance into the country.
yeah, one of the referees from Somalia wasn't allowed in.
Yeah.
I can't remember why, but it's visa, some sort of visa issue. Um, but yeah, so far it's been a pretty good World Cup. It overshadowed the Trump UFC championship in his at the White House for his birthday a few days ago.
Did you watch all of that?
I did not follow
I did not either.
that. Um, but yeah, so we have a lot. Yeah, the World Cup's doing well.
Wait,
Football.
when is the next USA game? It's tomorrow, right? Friday?
Yeah, Friday, June 19th at 3 p.m.
And then
Eastern
Kansas
time.
City's next appearance is a game Saturday evening, I believe. The next hosted game in Kansas City.
Hmm.
'Cause I think the Royals are have an odd no game on Saturday because of World Cup scheduling.
Ah.
I believe is the reason. An odd no Saturday game, right? When they so
Hmm.
they're playing Thursday, Friday, Sunday in Kansas City. Yeah,
Yeah, Curacao, Ecuador, Curacao. That might not be a sellout. Yeah, that might be the game you might be able to get tickets to.
might be able to get into that one. Yeah, I have not checked back to see like what tickets are going for now. I knew the Argentina game tickets were like over $1,000 to get in the building when we looked
Hmm.
immediately prior to our last episode. I'm not sure if they went up or down in the last few hours before before the game.
StubHub. Let's see what StubHub has.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up here too. It's like you can get in the door for yeah, it's still pretty pricey though. Around 400
400.
bucks.
That's if two tickets. Maybe you can get one. Maybe if one, you can get
398.
398.
Yeah, three looks like 381 is the cheapest seat right now. But it was over 1,000 for the
Hmm.
Argentina game. Yeah, it's still a bit pricey for me, Mike.
Yeah, they might come down. See if they're sold or not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's say the StubHub says there are only 2% of tickets remaining, but I don't know what that's based on. They could
yeah,
juice their metrics just to make it look like to encourage people to buy. It's probably what's happening there anyway, right?
yeah. Yeah, I see
Uh,
406. Yeah, yeah. Oh well, something to look at, something to consider.
yes. It is not as easy to go to a game now, I think, though, too, because you can't park at the stadium. I think everything has to be shuttled in. That's how they're doing it right now.
Oh yeah.
So, like, you have to really plan to be there, like, quite early
Yeah. Well,
to,
there are
to
several,
coordinate
yeah,
your ride.
there are also several national teams making their camp in Kansas City, including both Argentina and Algeria. Algeria, I guess, is in Lawrence, but the USA. I mean, the USA, Netherlands, and England also
Netherlands are in,
making.
are in Riverside, of all places.
Hmm,
Is where the Netherlands are camping. I guess,
Riverside
yeah, England was
is
here.
Float Park, I think.
Yeah, because I think both Argentina and England, about a week apart, landed just prior to tornado warnings
Hmm.
near the airport. So that was their welcome to the Kansas City area, Mike. Yes. Welcome to Kansas City. How do you like our tornadoes, Mike?
Well, hopefully the English uh, don't get stuck in a tornado or any of the other teams that are visiting Kansas City. Um, but yeah,
But it seems crazy though, right? That was two different teams' first experience
mhm,
landing in the Kansas City area.
yeah,
Sirens, air raid sirens. Not not the best welcome party.
no,
What are you gonna do?
no. So we have yeah that football being played at Arrowhead. We also have the Chiefs uh, being at and Mahomes was at the Argentina Algeria game. Maybe some other stars were as well, depending on who where you read, including people like Prince Harry and Jay-Z and stuff like that. Um, but Mahomes has a new contract. I guess that's probably some of the biggest news coming out of Kansas City recently. Any and the Chiefs also traded Wanya Morris, backup tackle, to Atlanta in a swap of draft picks, a seventh rounder for a sixth rounder. Uh, so anything exciting move the needle there for you in the Chiefs news? Mahomes getting paid more again is I'm sure nice for
Yeah,
him, but
he's back to technically the most highest paid player in football. He's
yeah,
deserving of it, but
at least in American football. Uh,
yes,
Cristiano Ronaldo maybe didn't he get like $100 million a year for
I no clue.
and he didn't really show up. He didn't play very well, I guess, in the Portugal Democratic Republic of the Congo
Was
game.
that was that a draw also?
That was a 1-1. Yeah,
1-1 draw.
1-1. Yeah. Right now, Mexico is ahead of South Korea. Mexico took advantage of a goalkeeping blunder to
Yes.
score its goal. Um, but
Ronaldo's contract is much gaudier than even you thought it was, Mike. 244.4 million per year.
really,
Yeah. Plus, he has a 15% ownership stake, apparently, in the club, Al Nasser.
oh wow, his ownership stake is pays less than
Than the value of that.
yeah.
Yeah, so the value of the franchise is like less than his contract, man. That seems like it should not be possible, right?
Yeah, it seems a little crazy.
Huh? But yeah, $675 million deal was the total value of the contract. It's only a 2-year deal, like
Well, yeah, you wouldn't want to make it too much. Yeah, I think it was 2 years. Yeah, that's a
yeah.
lot. It's a lot of money for Mr. Ronaldo.
That's an insane amount of money.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah, no wonder he didn't turn that down.
Right. That is absolutely insane.
What
So
is
yes, Mahomes is not into Ronaldo territory.
no? What does Messi make at Miami?
they have caps on their
Yeah.
regular salaries, but they get exemptions for bringing in players outside. They estimated between 70 and 80 million a year.
The equity, and he gets
So they
ownership.
think 25 million is the base salary, and
Okay.
then he actually got equity rights, revenue sharing agreements with. It looks like equity rights in the team, I guess. Yeah,
Mhm.
10% ownership stake in the team, and then additional like yeah commercial
Yeah.
licensing agreements. Yeah, that's yeah, not bad
Not bad
for
at
like
all.
a tail end of your career to go ahead and get a deal like that. That includes an ownership stake in the team too.
Hmm.
Not bad. Would you take that deal, Mike?
Yes. I would take any of the deals offered if I could.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and yeah, well, moving on to other sports. Maybe we should move on to the NHL. Maybe talk about the NHL than the NBA because I think we're more
Sure.
interested maybe in the Knicks championship was maybe a little more interesting maybe than the Hurricanes championship. But the Hurricanes beat the Vegas Golden Knights in 6 games, winning their first championships in over 20 years, I believe. I think 2006 or three. I can't remember what their last one was, but their
Yeah.
second Carolina's second Stanley Cup. Are you excited about Carolina winning, or were you leaning for Vegas, or do you not care since both were warm weather teams and you're happy when a warm weather team does well in the NHL?
It's more about the that you are annoyed by it that I find amusing than just actually having a warm weather team winning. But the but it was an interesting series though. Like I mean, it really seemed like it hinged on what going to the backup goalkeeper for Carolina.
Hmm.
Once Bussy came in, I think they were down 3 goals in the third period, and what was that, game four? And then they tied it in regulation, won in overtime. Then they rode the hot goalkeeper the rest of the way, and they ended up closing it out. But and that's a pretty interesting, shift in the series is when when a backup goalkeeper comes and takes over. That's not exactly what you expect to happen, but all it takes is the right spark, apparently.
Yeah,
So that was interesting. Did you also see that now Las Vegas is not retaining
their coach
uh,
that came.
the
Yeah.
coach that led them to the finals?
I think it was that whose decision was that? Was that I think it was mutual or a coach's decision? I'm not sure, but it's a little
I'm
strange.
not sure. Yeah,
His
it
coach,
may it may
coach.
have been that he may have had like a deal where he came in. He's like, I'll finish the season however far we get. But then that's what the plan is. It could have been something like that. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't know that they've announced like a reason why. It seems like they're promoting from within to take over the coaching role.
Hmm.
You would think that yeah, you got to the finals that you would get an extension, right?
Yes.
Did you also hear that just quickly because we're talking about coaching that Tunisia fired their coach from the World Cup after their opening round loss. So do you think that was an oddity?
Yeah. Why would, yeah, I don't know Tunisia, they lost to, who'd they lose to?
Was it Sweden?
Sweden. Yeah, I guess they lost 4-0 to Sweden.
Yeah,
I guess it was a bad loss, but I don't know
I
if
think
firing the coach after one game is gonna turn your
it
team
sounded like there
around.
may have been like some altercations like between
Hmm.
players of their team, even that maybe the leadership had thought the coach had lost control of the team entirely. may have had something to do with it, but it's still odd to see, an opening round game costing a national team
I
coach
guess they lost
a
five
job.
to one. It was 5-1, not 4-0. They
Uh,
lost by 4 goals.
four
Uh,
goals, yeah. But yes, coaches losing their jobs for very different reasons there, right?
Sabri Lamucci.
No. Any notes for on the hockey series for you, Mike? You just disappointed that
Well,
a Canadian or a cold weather team did not win, obviously.
I guess I wish it had gone to 7 games rather than just 6 games because the games were so competitive. The game 6 was a little bit of a disappointment. I think it was a 3-0 shutout. It wasn't that close, but most of the other games were pretty close. So I guess you wish it had gone to 7, especially since the NBA Finals was only 5 games, even though all the
Right.
games were exciting there as well. At least if you're a Knicks fan, they were very exciting. If you were a Spurs fan, you'd tear your hair out because of
Yeah.
blowing huge leads in every game, basically. Um,
Right.
you know, like 10-point lead in the last minute for one of the games, 29-point lead in 10-point lead in the last quarter, I guess, and then like 29-point lead in the last in the second half, and then 16-point lead later in the game 5. So
Yeah.
um, the Knicks, yeah, won 4 games to 1. I predicted the Knicks in 6 games here at the Power Hour. I didn't even see them winning in 5, but they did. I'm a little surprised about the way they won. And Wembanyama kind of was a very popular figure going into the series. I think he became a little bit of a villain as the series went on because probably I think maybe there's a little bit of glee in New York at least to see him go down. Um,
Yeah.
but
He's pretty
we'll see.
young and seems to be like he may be the face of the league eventually. So it's fine to get a little bit of a welcome to the league experience.
Yeah,
It's probably better for him for his career in some way. He wouldn't say that now, but maybe he will.
yeah,
Maybe we'll all think that in a few years.
hmm
You kind of like to see players like have to, work their way to winning a finals, right? Not like jumping right into the finals to
yeah.
win
This is
almost
the
immediately.
first. Yeah, 'cause even like you say, the Bulls won all their finals with Michael Jordan, but he had a lot of playoff defeats earlier in his career against
Yes.
the Celtics and the Pistons, especially going forward. So
Yeah.
he had, but I guess we talk about even the Chiefs with Mahomes. He lost his first
Yeah.
AFC Championship game to the Patriots, and then has done uh, pretty well since then. So yeah,
Yeah.
maybe this is helpful to lose a little bit going forward, um, but I think it vindicates the Knicks and their heavily reliance on Jalen Brunson. Fairly short, at least for a basketball player. I think he's 6'2", so he's tall. He's tall for an average for a person, but
Yes.
uh, he's only average height for the even the Warning Trek Power Hour broadcast team. Uh, maybe a little bit. I'm 6'1". I think you're 6'4". Is that
Yep.
so? He just fits
Slightly
in.
below average of us. Yes.
Yes. He just fits in. He just fits in at the Morning Trek Power Hour.
Yeah. None of us would look odd
No.
standing together. Yes. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Yeah.
Not that we ever stand on this show. It's always
Sitting
seated
down.
the entire time.
Yeah. We can. Yeah. Then we don't have. Yeah. But I guess if Carl Anthony Towns or Wembanyama joined the broadcast, it would quickly skew our average heights. Uh, so having Brunson would be much more in line with our standards. But yeah,
Yes.
they won. Yeah, some really dramatic games. Game 4, especially when they're down by 29 points in the first half. I think 27 at halftime. Um, Yeah, I watched the first half, then I just didn't watch the second half, even though I knew that the Knicks had come from behind in a lot of other games, but I was tired. The games were kind of late, and I had work in the
Yeah,
morning. So I missed some great games, unlike Taylor Swift and Jerry Seinfeld and Larry David and Tina Fey and all the big stars
right.
that were
In
Spike Lee, of
attendance.
course. Yeah, John Turturro,
Yes.
Tracy Morgan. Were
Those,
there more big stars at the Knicks series than there were at the World Cup
in Kansas City or in
or
LA?
in
Probably
LA?
in LA, there were probably more because I'm sure people would have
It's a
come,
bigger
stars would have
stadium,
come
so I
from all
guess you
over
could
the
have more
world.
more room,
Yeah,
but it's hard to beat like Taylor Swift though, or somebody like
true.
they had. I guess Shakira was at one of them, but she's I don't know how internationally maybe she's close to rivaling Taylor Swift's popularity,
Yeah,
uh, or at least once was. It was Katy Perry was did the opening ceremony um,
right. For the U.S.
in the
Or was
U.S.
that in Canada?
I think that she did
That
in
was
the U.S. I
that was the
think,
U.S. one.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was yeah. There was a lot of celebrity star watching. I think Paul McCartney might have been at one of the games. Even I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Um,
But like as you'd mentioned though, the Knicks had gone through some tough losses in the last several years with
yeah,
Brunson. So
yeah.
then, they were the more seasoned team coming into this finals and did not seem to be phased by being behind by huge amounts of points or having, stars in attendance at any given game.
No,
Yeah. Does not phase the New York teams.
yeah. The only thing that fazed them was the Donald Trump visit. I
Yeah.
guess speaking of
The only
celebrities,
loss they took.
that's the only loss
Yes.
they took. They won 15 of their last 16 playoff games, something like that.
Yeah. Do you think they won 15 to 16 games at any point during the regular season?
Probably not. They
Probably
were
not.
only 50. I think they were only 53 and 29 on the season. So
Yeah. I'm sure they
uh,
had good stretches, but probably not 15 out of 15 and 1
no, I don't even know if
season.
the Spurs had a 15 and one stretch. They had a
Yeah.
um, yeah. So speaking of also, did you see, we're watching the Royals are playing the Cardinals right now, and did you see that
Just
the
it's just gone final now, I think.
He's gone final. Did you see the manager, Thomas Tuchel, the England manager, threw out the first pitch at the uh,
Oh, I did not
Royals
see that.
game?
Yeah.
Uh, let's see if
We
you,
got he got a high scoring game to watch today, man. That was a
yeah, 13,
uncommon Royals game. 14-6 final against the hated St. Louis Cardinals.
yeah, football score.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, unfortunately, Bobby Wood Jr. may have injured himself in the game. He had a bit of a knee injury earlier, this a couple maybe a week or two ago. As well that seemed to be okay later. I don't know if he re-aggravated that or if he's a new injury or just a precaution. He was pulled out of the game after
Yeah.
going 2-2 with a home run early in the game. Um,
Yeah, came out in the fourth. Finished the inning defensively and then was lifted for a pinch hitter in
yeah,
the bottom of the inning.
yeah,
But yeah, injuries are mounting now for the team. I think in last week's episode, Kyle Isbell had come out of the game, is now on the injured list. Maybe going to be out for a month, possibly more with some stress fractures in his foot.
oh well, yeah,
Uh, and then after our episode last week, uh, Vinny Pasquantino ended up breaking a bone in his hand, so he'll be out for at least a couple of
mm,
weeks. And then Seth Lugo was hit with a line drive in the head and came out of the game and is now on the injured list as well. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's some pretty major players in the Royals' everyday lineup.
yeah, and a couple of other players
On
who
the
are
injured
already
list.
injured had set injury setbacks, or at least when we're set on the 60-day DL from the 10-day or 15-day. I can't remember which DL they were on, but I guess
10 day now
injured,
is what they're going
injured
with.
the injured list. I guess it's
The
not DL,
IL.
the
Yes.
IL. No, it's been the IL for several years, I guess, but
Well,
it's always
whatever.
still the DL to me. Um,
Right.
but they were, but yeah, Reagan's had setbacks, and then um,
Been moved to the
Estevez
60-day list.
52-day. Yeah,
Like Estevez had been moved to the 60-day list a week earlier, maybe somewhere in there.
yeah,
Those are
yeah,
largely, paper moves. They don't really
yeah.
necessarily mean anything for their recovery times, but
No, but the
they're more
Royals,
about trying to open roster spots.
yeah, the Royals haven't been doing too badly. They've been sort of treading water the last few weeks, but they were so bad early on that it doesn't really. They need to do better than just tread water, because they're
Yes.
still have one of the worst records in baseball right now. They're 31-45, uh, which is good enough to be 9.5 games out of
Nine and a
first
half, yeah.
place with the White Sox. But
And Guardians tied, I think, at the top of the division now.
yeah, the Guardians and the White Sox are each tied at the top. Um,
5 games over 500, I think.
yeah, and the Royals are 14 games under 500, which
I mean, the White Sox turnaround is pretty impressive, though. I mean, they went from worst team in the history of baseball 2 seasons ago to sitting on top of the division, at least during the season at some point,
mm,
with an above 500 record. That's a nice change for them.
yes, they won
We
on a
don't
pinch
really
grand.
want
They
to
had
see
a
that. We'd
pinch
rather
hit
prefer them
grand
to be
slam.
bad.
The White Sox, I said that they won on a pinch hit grand slam by former Royal Andrew Benintendi. 5-1 victory over the Yankees. The Yankees had lost nine. They had lost nine, like the Royals. They had lost many straight games to the Yankees uh, before winning that.
Yes.
So the Yankees are playing very well. They're commanding. They have a commanding lead now in the AL East, 3.5 games. Um, Commanding lead for the for number one seed in the playoffs in the AL for sure. Um, but yeah, the NL is a little more competitive with the Dodgers and the Brewers and the Braves all doing very well as well. So we'll see how Major League Baseball season develops. We have the MLB draft coming up in a few weeks,
Another 3 weeks or so.
a
Yeah.
week or so. We should maybe have a
4 weeks, maybe, somewhere there.
preview the MLB draft. I think College World Series is going on right now as well. Uh,
I don't remember how the Royals will be picking sixth
that's pretty good.
in this draft. And they also get the 30th pick from the competitive balance round A. So yeah, they'll have
Yeah, it's Oklahoma against North Carolina in the finals of the College World Series. The unseeded Oklahoma Sooners.
Oh, there was one story I thought we should talk about. I completely forgot about this before when we were prepping for the show. Anyway, did you see the story about the Texas Tech quarterback that they had
Oh,
picked up?
what was his name?
Yeah,
Sorsby?
Sorsby, yeah, who had been
Gambling issues. Yeah.
caught gambling, I think something around $90,000 bet in college football games, where he had received a like some kind of ruling from a judge that it was going to allow him to play despite the league's
Hmm.
disapproval of the concept, and Texas Tech had, I think, put out like a long video explaining why they were going to allow it and why it was good for the sport and for his rehabilitation. I think that the league has eventually worked with them to for him to not play this season. Like, have you been following the story at all?
Yeah, he declared for the NFL, and they're going to have a supplemental draft, I think.
Yeah,
Uh,
so he'll join that supplemental draft.
yeah, and it's possible he might be the highest supplemental draft pick in years.
Mm,
Uh, this is because you have if you in supplemental draft, I think you have to pick a draft pick for next. You lose a draft pick for next year, uh,
mm.
and so you can make a bid, and I believe Sorsby. Some people think he's maybe this year, if he had gone out for the regular draft, he would have been picked between Mendoza and Ty Simpson as the second
Oh,
quarterback taken, which means he had kind of a grade of low first round or second round. Um,
yeah.
so maybe he would fetch a second or third round supplemental pick. Um,
So what do you think about how this played out for Texas Tech and the Big 12? Do you think that was the right move, the Big 12 saying we do not want this guy to be featured and playing in the league with the gambling on the sport in his background? Or do you think it was fine and whatever?
I well,
Gambling is less of a problem
it's
now.
less of a problem now than it used to be, but it's also more of a problem because it's so uh, uh, I guess widespread and invasive to call it not just college sports but pro sports as well. So
Yeah,
if you want to, if you cared about the so-called integrity of the game, maybe
right.
betting isn't that's not the um, yeah you don't want somebody who's betting on their own sport, but it's also, I guess, if he's not throwing games, that's what you're worried about is because the betting
Right.
makes the games become illegitimate rather than just it's not the betting not that betting is bad, but it reflects maybe poorly on the actual integrity of the game. So
Yeah,
I don't know who Sorsby was betting on
I'm not sure. Yeah.
whether he was betting on his own team or betting just on other games. So I think that's something that could be um, discussed but I think he went to rehab and stuff like that, and
Hmm.
he was so he's supposedly rehabilitated from his gambling addiction. That's why he was going to play for Texas Tech.
Or at
But
least went through enough of the motions to make it appear as though
yeah, yeah,
he has
who knows?
rehabilitated.
Yeah, but
Do
yeah,
you think there's
well,
going to be like more contention now between Texas Tech and the Big 12 because the Big 12 so forcefully went after the situation, trying to disallow it from happening?
well, yes, Texas Tech might. You think? I don't know. They might join another conference. You think?
That's a
Because Texas,
possibility. I mean, they spent a
they're
lot of
not
money
a.
to acquire Sourceby.
They do have a lot of money right now with donors and stuff like that. But I don't know if they
Yeah,
have an academic or a name tradition that's enough to like for the SEC or the Big
I don't
Ten.
think the SEC. I don't. I mean, it seems like it's a neutral move for like academics, right? For the
Yeah,
Big 12 to the SEC. I don't know if they'd be able to get to the Big 10.
no, probably not. Uh, I think they'll stay at the Big 12. I think the Big 12 will.
Yeah.
I don't. I think they unless they go to guess they could go to the ACC because SMU is in the ACC. They can get another Texas school that way,
Yeah.
pair them up. But I don't think that'll. I don't. ACC also has more academic standards than either the Big 12 or the SEC. Uh,
Yeah.
since they picked up Berkeley and Stanford on
Right.
the ACC now. Um,
Yeah.
so I don't know. We'll have to see what. Yeah, SMU is a little higher brow, I think, than TCU is in the Dallas. area, or even Baylor. I think SMU is a little bit higher ranked in academics. So that,
I
but
would assume so. I don't know for sure. Yeah.
yeah, because nobody's picked up Rice, which is maybe, but they athletically they weren't good enough. But academically, they're up there with Vanderbilt and uh,
Yeah.
Duke and places like that almost. So Northwestern. Um, but anyway, yeah, I don't know what'll happen with Sorsby in the NFL. That's something the supplemental draft will have to watch out
Yeah.
for. Uh, yeah. So anything else we should add, or should we wrap up this week's episode of the Power Hour?
I think that's I think we had a pretty good coverage there of
Yeah,
all the sports from the last week.
we went all around the world and covered just about every major sporting event that's going on right now. Um, Yeah, so the World Cup, we still have the World Cup going on. So next week we'll probably dissect. We'll have just a couple of days break between this episode and the next episode because we'll be back on a normal episode time, normal episode schedule most likely next week. So we'll only have a few days in between, but we'll have reports from the USA Australia soccer game. We'll dissect more of the World Cup. We'll also have more baseball to talk about whatever Chiefs news. Mini camp is over. We're getting closer to training camp. Oh, we didn't mention Rasheed Rice out of jail, supposedly rehabbing his knee now, maybe a little bit more intensively. Um, so we have all those things to look forward to next week to discuss. We also have other things that might pop up that we don't quite know about as of yet.
Okay.
Well, you never know with the Power Hour, and we might end up talking about popular culture as well. Any movies and things like that are out right now. Have you seen any of the new movies?
No, I'm way behind on movies, so yeah.
Disclosure Day I
TV
saw,
show.
and
You have seen it? I was just gonna look to see if it was even out yet, because I do not know
much
when
of
it
it takes place in Kansas City.
really
It was not filmed in Kansas City, but they got the feel of Kansas City down pretty well, I think.
how where did they film to get the feel of
I
Kansas
think they
City?
filmed in mostly New Jersey or Georgia, and New York, but like they had
Yeah.
the streets looked like Kansas City to me. It wasn't
Okay.
exact. They did have like like it was set at a news channel in Kansas City. They did have like the background skyline and stuff that was actually the city. But when they actually were filming scenes that took place in downtown or nearby, um, it just sort of looked. It had that look, but you could tell it wasn't quite right. But it looked pretty good.
Yeah. It
Yeah,
felt enough like Kansas City that it
yeah.
passed for Kansas City.
I thought it passed. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool. So it
So
did come out last week. I wasn't even sure when it was released. That's why
it was pretty good.
that's how out of touch I am with movies right now, Mike.
And I saw The Mandalorian and Grogu, at least the first two-thirds of that movie, because I took Marie to it and it was a little bit scary for her. So
Oh,
we ended up leaving before it was over. So I still have to watch the rest of that movie. But yeah, it was a little bit intense, more intense than I thought it would be because it had Baby
yeah.
Yoda and because it was rated PG-13, but so were a lot of the other Star Wars movies recently, and they weren't as
Yeah.
this one was more intense, had bigger monsters and things like that the Mandalorian had to fight. Had Jabba the Hutt's son was a major character in it, plus some
Yeah.
relatives.
Oh,
Kind
but it
of,
was played by someone. Oh, it was the lead from The Bear, I think
yeah,
played uh
Jabba the Hutt's son.
Jabba's son, yes.
He was also in the Springsteen movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Jeremy Allen White. Is
Jimmy Allen White. Yeah,
that right? Yeah, that sounds right.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That's the name that popped in my head anyway. That's what I think that's it.
Rota the Hut.
No, yeah, I watch a lot more TV than movies, obviously, from this conversation.
Yeah, well, we'll.
I've seen all the Mandalorian series, but I've not watched the movie though.
I haven't seen all the series. I've only seen, I think, the first
Oh,
first series. I didn't watch the second or third
yeah.
seasons. But yeah, the movie was fun. Yeah, a little intense and a little scary. A lot of more overt violence than a lot of other Star Wars movies.
No, that's seems a bit odd.
Yeah, but
Maybe the
it
love
was, it
character
was
for the series.
yeah, a little bit. I thought it was a little bit, but it was grittier maybe than a regular Star Wars movie was.
Yeah. Well, the series felt like more of a return to like the first Star Wars movie, like episode one, episode four,
Mhm.
because it was much more like a Western in space than they became like with the
Yeah,
prequel trilogy or the later trilogy.
yeah.
They weren't quite that feel to them anymore. But yeah, the Mandalorian was
The
more of
feel
a
was good.
Western.
But it was, yeah, it was lived in world more than like the prequel trilogy for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a darker, like and like when it was like the first trilogy in the original trilogy, like when people got shot by the lasers, they just kind of fell down,
Right. Yeah.
and
There might
this
be a
one,
little smoke or something like
yeah,
be in the
this
vicinity, but
there
not
was a
like
lot
a
more kind of graphic. Um,
oh
I mean, not super graphic, but like it was more intense uh, in the fight scenes and things like that. Than
yeah.
um, maybe it's because it was a lot more blaster related rather than lightsaber
Mm.
centric. Um, I'm not sure, but yeah, it
Did
was
you
a good
watch
movie.
the Andor series?
I haven't seen Andor. I saw the what was it, the Acolyte? I saw that one. Did you watch
I
that one?
think I think you would appreciate the Andor series more than maybe the other ones that are
Mhm.
out there really for Star Wars.
Okay.
I think you'd like this the Andor series. It's
Okay.
more about like the building of a rebel,
Hmm.
like an uprising, which is more of an interesting storyline than typically you get from like a Star Wars
What I
show.
would want is not an action-packed show, but it would just be a drama or like a police procedural in the Star Wars
And
universe.
maybe not the police procedural part, but what you were describing before, that is Andor.
Okay.
It is much more of a political drama that
Hmm.
has like an uprising feel to it.
Hmm.
But I think it's more of a series that you would appreciate than the typical
Okay.
Star Wars.
Yeah, I might check it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would like a crime solving or a medical drama type show set in the Star
Yes.
Wars
See,
world.
I always thought they should do like a Cheers style comedy set in the Mos Eisley Cantina. That
This
would
was
be the series that I would pitch for the Star Wars universe. It's like a bar room comedy
Yeah.
with aliens and funky cantina music, Mike. That's what they should do.
Norm. Yeah.
Exactly. You need a norm. You need that. You need that
Bertha.
style.
Yeah.
A comedic bartender who's sort of a
Yeah.
maybe a retired celebrity of some kind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Retired Jedi.
Yes.
Um,
Cheers and Mos Eisley, Mike.
that could work. Well, we'll think about that as we move into next week. Uh,
CSI Tatooine. That's what you're pitching, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Or as the show that was, or Obi-Wan GYN be the
That's
medical drama.
yes. Make it happen.
As he'd deliver uh, babies and things of different
Using the
alien
Force, I assume too.
using the Force. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, just like he
He
sort of did
doesn't
with.
want he doesn't want to get his hands dirty, Mike. That's the
sort of like he did with Luke and Leia. He was around, but he wasn't too hands-on in that process.
Yeah, exactly. That's perfect.
Yeah. Well,
We'll be expecting royalty checks when these ideas are made into movies, TV shows, successful series.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see if that happens. Well, because we know a lot of the
pure
movers and
gold.
shakers watch the Morning Trek Power Hour or listen to the Morning Trek Power Hour. So, um, as always, I'm Dr. Michael Wehrman. He is Dr. Andrew Scaff. We are the Morning Trek Power Hour. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, available on YouTube or our podcast, available on many different podcast delivery platforms, including the one you're likely using right now if you're listening to us on the podcast. We appreciate your patronage, your listenership, your viewership, however you listen or receive the One Track Power Hour. We appreciate uh, your uh, your efforts and your continued support here at the Power Hour, becoming part of the Warning Trip Power Hour family, as we like to say uh, here at the Power Hour. Uh, and we'll be back next week with all new episode discussing more World Cup, more Chiefs news, more Royals news, more other news that crosses the threshold. And yeah, well, we wish you the best of luck this weekend if you're making bets on the World Cup or baseball bets or any other sort of. I believe there are some minor soccer leagues going on. I think the Argentina League is still playing, as is the USL, the United Soccer League. The levels below
Mm,
MLS, I believe, are still being played right now. So. Uh, there's betting to go on be to go on in those events as well. So we wish you the best of luck. If you're betting, if you're not Brendan Sorsby, we wish you the best of luck betting. If you are Brendan Sorsby, we think you should probably stay away at least from uh, football futures this coming season. So um,
that's a good idea. Good advice.
good advice. Good advice to all. Um, so that's it here from the One Track Power Hour. As always, we wish you the best of luck and we wish you a good day.